Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going to be talking about narcissistic psychopath with mother issues and pedophilic tendencies, okay? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because unfortunately in my lifetime, when I talk about stuff, I'm not pulling stuff out the sky. A lot of stuff I've experienced, so I'm not trying to project, but I like to talk about things, especially if I see signs in certain individuals. Okay, so everything I'm saying, take with a grain of salt. I'm not a healthcare professional. And also, if you don't like my channel, please don't come over here. I am not a pro CJ So Cool channel. It's channels out there that love him and think he the best thing since sliced bread. This is not one of those channels, okay? I think he's a deplorable human, okay? And everything I'm about to say is alleged for entertainment purposes only. And I'm not projecting, but I do recognize certain attributes in his personality that remind me of a person that I met who has similar attributes, okay? So let me speak to the like we already kind of know what a narcissist is, okay? But men with mother issues, they tend to really hate women and children, okay? So and what's crazy, as much as they hate women and children, those are the exact people they seek out, okay? They only want to date a girl um, or a person that has strong parental relationship, okay? So they could destroy it. You'd be like, okay, but a person hates someone because these people are evil, okay? Like for me, mental illnesses are not what they say they are. To me, it's like demonic attachments, right? So for me, I'm a spiritual person. So I look at mental illness as like person dealing with demons, right? But you have free will. So it's your free will if you go get treated for it or you just let yourself continue to be sick, right? So these people will go out their way to find women or men or partners that have strong parental relationships and they'll try to destroy it, okay? And let's say if the woman or the man has a child, they may even offend on that child because they want to destroy the bond between the mother and the child. Or that same type of person would try to sleep with the person's parent. Okay. I have experiences in real life, y'all. So when I'm seeing certain things in people and they saying certain things and they're moving in a certain way, my mind has always recognized patterns. So I don't see stuff the way people see stuff. I see stuff like patterns. Okay. So I see certain people doing certain things over and over and over again. I mean, if you got common sense, I'm not special. You can see it too. So like these people will try to like sleep with, they'll try to offend on a child, even if the child's a minor, or they'll try to sleep with the person's parent. Okay. It don't matter if the person's parents a man, woman. These people are demonic. They're just trying to destroy the parental and child relationship. These people also hate taking care of a woman or a child or a partner once that relationship is over with. Okay. When the relationship is over with, they don't want to, after they can destroy the relationship, of course, they don't want to take care of anything that's not going to be beneficial to them. That's when the narcissism kicks in. Okay. So they won't want to like pay child support or spousal support, what we call that alimony. These are the type of people that will fight, you know, tooth and nail not to have to take care of their responsibilities because it ain't benefiting them in some type of way. If they can't make money off of you, exploit you, uh, offend on certain people that's around you, then it's no benefit to them and they don't want to part with their money. They want to destroy you. They hate you merely for existing. Okay. So if you're a good mother or a good father, okay, the person hates you because of that. They want you to experience the same type of childhood and the same type of trauma they experience because they feel like they get jealous of people who have good parental relationships. So if they're with you and you had a good relationship with your mother or father, they want to destroy it. If you had a good childhood and y'all have children together, they want to give your child a similar horrible childhood that they had. Okay, I witnessed this in real life. These people are real life demonic entities with demons attached. Okay, these people should be a case study for all the demons that got on them. But yeah, they really hate women and children growing up in a trauma free environments. They want the children to experience the same exact traumas they had. So if they grew up and they didn't have a mother, or a father, then they will try to do things to make that child not have feel say if the person that's doing these behaviors are male, they'll try to be a horrible father to the kid just so they can experience a horrible father because they had a horrible father, or absent, or they'll be emotionally absent because they had an emotionally absent father. Or if they you know the child has a good relationship with the mother, they'll try to do parental alienation. Okay, they'll try to get the child to hate the mother, or they'll try to get the child to keep secrets, things like that, or they'll just emotionally abuse the child just to traumatize them in any way they can so that that child grows up messed up like they was. They don't feel like they be like, how dare you have better than what I had? You know what I'm saying? They feel like you should go through exactly every horrible thing they experience. If they was molested, they're gonna molest people just because they feel like, hey, I was molested. Why should you be unmolested? You feel me? Like these people are really sick and demented and they need help. And like that's crazy. Like in a certain situation where the person requested the court for the person to get help and they didn't make this person seem like get no mental health treatment. I hope that judge burns in hell, even though I don't think hell exists. But if it does, I hope that that judge finds his way there when they pass on, because that's evil to put children in an environment like that. And when one person is alleging like, hey, this person has mental problems, they should at least investigate to see if that person has those mental problems. Children should have to go to people and have to live under a person that has mental illnesses that's untreated, especially when the other parent has raised it as an issue or concern. Okay. So, yeah, those people are pretty sick. Like I said, they'll try to sleep with your parent. If it's a child involved, they'll try to offend on the child just to destroy those bonds. I've seen this in real life. So I'm not pulling this out the sky. And they hate these type of people are very stingy. They don't want to pay for their kids. They don't want to take care of their kids because taking care of their kids is the opposite of what they got. So they don't want to take care of anything because when they grew up, nobody take care of them. So they feel like the kids that they have shouldn't get that type of treatment. And the mother shouldn't get that type of treatment of getting any help or assistance because their mother didn't get any help or assistance or whatever. Maybe, sometimes these people didn't even have a mother. So, that kind of sums people like that up in a nutshell. I mean, again, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm not a PhD, but you don't got to be a PhD to look at somebody and say, hey, this person needs help, or this person, has things going on with them spiritually that they might need to get addressed. And they have spiritual counselors. You know what I'm saying? They have spiritual counselors, so they have all type of therapists. They have spiritual therapists. They have all type of help that a person can get. So yeah, you don't have to be a PhD. Now you do need to be a PhD to recommend treatment protocols, but you don't have to be a PhD to assess somebody and say, hey, this person clearly from some of the things I'm seeing in their behavior have mother issues. Okay. If you're in an altercation with a parent and then you go start attacking minor children online publicly, clearly it's some pedophilic stuff going on because you feel so comfortable that you interact with children in a way that's inappropriate. Most normal adults would not put energy on children in the way that CJ put energy on children. Okay. That's what killed me when people be like, he's not a pedo. But what adults sit up there and try to argue with actual minors, bro? Actual minors and be trying to have other minors talking crap about other minors online. And y'all say he not a weirdo, like that's some weirdo shit. Like as a grown ass person, I could never put energy into talking about children or trying to attack a child like they're my peer. You know what I'm saying? On top of this man, his own mouth said he's addicted to 19-year-olds. Like I can't help y'all people who think this man is normal. If you cannot see his behavior and be able to use your adult brain and be like, hey, that is odd that he started to beef with a grown ass person and then he went on to children. That's kind of weird. If your brain can't come to that, I can't help you on this channel. Okay. clearly it's some weird shit going on, okay, with that man for him to be on that. But if you can't see that, I can't help you, okay? If you think that's normal, I can't help you on this channel, okay? Like I said, you might need some therapy yourself, okay? If you're looking at his behavior and you think that's normal behavior, okay? Or you can use your discernment to see like, hey, that's weird for a grown up to spend time um attacking children, okay? And the reason why I'm still talking about this stuff, even though there ain't much going online, is because people need to know what they're looking at. This man needs to be a case study for real. And so women can avoid men like this, like avoid any man who wants to be with you, especially if you got strong family connections and he don't come from that. A lot of times that person is demonically attached and they're coming to destroy your life and destroy your family unit. If they didn't come from a strong family unit, chances are good and they didn't get no therapy for it. Yeah, you don't bring no type of people into your life. Okay, because that person's coming with a lot of demonic attachments and trauma. Okay, so people just will learn from this situation and know what not to do. I'm not trying to judge people who came from foster care or people who came from um, having no parents or who had parents who was drug addicts. But when people date people that come from that type of background, understand you're gonna be dealing with a whole host of issues. So it's better to not even go through that. Like, pick better. Don't pick trauma. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people pick trauma because, you know, they're wired for trauma. These people that when you see these couples and both people are happy and normal, and people are like, oh, these people are so lucky. They're like an anomaly. It's like, no, they're not an anomaly. They're just two healthy, whole people who chose each other. And a lot of people are wired cellularly in their cells for drama, so they pick drama and traumatized people instead of picking whole healthy people, because you can only get what you are. You can only attract what you are. So if you're damaged on some level, then you're gonna attract a person most likely that's damaged. Okay, so that's why therapy is so important for our people. We are the least likely to probably go get therapy. We soldier through everything because we're strong people. But please, 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 if you're out there and you've been through a lot of trauma, please go get therapy, okay? Because I'm seeing other things that I don't want to address because I don't want to alienate somebody or make them feel some type of way. But I'm just gonna say this: when I was a young lady, um, I had a bad temper. I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull, honey. So when I was young, like I'm much more, calmer and at peace now. But when I was younger, I was like I could turn up on you like 0 to 100. You know what I'm saying? And I am so glad I didn't make a lot of permanent decisions when I was in that phase of my life, as far as like what I look like or like getting a lot of body tattoos and stuff like that, because who I am when I was 16 is different than who I was at 20. Who I was at 20 is different than who I am at 30. And like you go through these different phases and these different, growing pains with yourself. So just give yourself time to really develop before you do permanent things to yourself that you can't change. Okay. Learn from other people's mistakes, like people having to get tattoos removed, and don't make the same mistakes. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Don't start doing things to yourself in a temporary season that you may regret later on. Okay. With that being said, I'm out. And hey, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background. Um, and I'm sorry if you don't like my videos. I can only be myself. I can only be real. Please unsubscribe or move on to a pro CJ channel. This is not a pro CJ channel. I will always tell the truth about what I see and what I witness. Um, and that's what it's gonna be. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. God bless everybody. I love all the people who rock with this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody. I love the family over here. And, have a beautiful winter solstice. Happy winter solstice to everybody. I celebrate winter solstice. I don't celebrate Christmas. So happy winter solstice. I love you guys. Hope you all have a great holiday season. And with that being said, I'm out.